fucking love you all so much.
Hi there, my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. This is a new ongoing segment that I'm doing with this channel. It's still ongoing because I did this one and I went, wow, we have to do a lot more. This is a in-depth review and recap of Doctor Who Rosa. Now, I started doing these in-depth reviews and recaps for like this year for Star Trek Discovery, for Doctor Who, right? I take lots of screen grabs and I go through it somewhat meticulously. Now, when I first watched Rosa, I didn't do it the same way at all. I didn't even have a channel then. And frankly, I was watching it quite positively, right? I wanted this era to be good. I believed it would be good. It didn't even occur to me it'll be awful, right? Honestly, it didn't even occur to me it'd be awful. So I gave it a pass in a lot of ways, and I convinced myself I didn't hate this episode, and I've never gone back to it. So I went back to it to really see what it's like, and oh boy. Oh boy! It's really, really vile, right? It's really, really, really vile. And yeah, the cold light of day does not do this thing any favors. Fine, before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'd be freaking awesome. Even though you will not like this. Can you hit the like button? Can you hit the share button? Can you hit the subscribe button? That'd be fan-dabby. Fan-dabby, I would say double-dozy. Fan-dabby, double-dozy. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. And boy, there's a lot to talk about with this. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're on Rumble, hit the Rumble button. If you're Rumble, subscribe to me there. If you're on YouTube, and you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If you're not subscribed, could you consider subscribing? That really, really genuinely helps me a lot. Sharing really helps me a lot. Commenting really helps me a lot. Sign up to my Substack, which I've been a bit tardy on, but I'm getting back to it. Actually, as of today, I did quite a bit of work on it. And there's also a paid one as well you can sign up to. I won't stop you. Fine. So without further ado, let's get into it, because it goes on for a while. Let's get into this episode. And it's shocking. It's absolutely, absolutely shocking. It's very, 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 very clear, very, very, very quickly, that the reason this was written wasn't to educate people about Black history. No, as we will see. It wasn't to do that at all. It was so liberal people, predominantly white, the Chris Chibnalls of the world, the Piers Wengers of the world, the David Tennants of the world, right, the Jodie Whittakers of the world. So liberal people could see cartoonish, ridiculous racism and go, oh, no, and then they'll feel so good about themselves, so virtuous. That's what it's for. That's why it's written. And it's disgusting. And once you finally nail that, you understand how disgusted you were to the core with it. It's also very manipulative and very badly written. It's very, very poor, right? You get to see what this episode is by what it is, and it's very, very weak, right? It's very, very, very weak, and it's more than that. It's a disgusting co-option of a 50-year-old struggle that has been won, a 70-year-old struggle that has been won to make losers feel like they're good people without doing anything to be a good people. Be good people, right? Be good people. I was putting a cheap round my editors about the minute. No, I'm keeping it all in, warts and all, baby, warts and all. So fine, we start off without the cold opening, and it's shit. Like, what a dumb creative decision with bad music. That the reason this person was hired because he was black and his name was Segun Akula. If he was white and called John Smith from Clapham, he would not in a million years. I mean, I don't know where Segun Akula's from. Maybe he's from Clapham as well. I just say Clapham because it sounds whiter and it's funnier. Okay, that's why. If it was John Smith and he was white from Clapham, he wouldn't even be entertained for the job. And you know, and I know it, right? He's there to make you feel good for hiring a black person, right? Which is how you view people who don't look like you, because they make you feel uncomfortable, because everything makes you feel uncomfortable, Mr. Chibnall, because I think you're a genuinely worthless human being, right? I really, really do. So you start with this awful opening. Like, why? Because, Chibnall can't give notes to Seguin and Kula because of his privilege. And you got these big bacon jumps, and it's wrong. And it doesn't work. And Chibnall just doesn't get that it doesn't work. He thinks that's his whiteness talking. Having said that, the CGI for this is excellent, right? And having said that, if this era wasn't so disgustingly shit and full of self-aggrandizing propaganda, this logo would have been exciting. If the show delivered the promise of that first logo reveal video of feminine adventures in time and space, like no, we didn't get that at all. We didn't get feminine, we didn't get adventure, right? It would have been awesome, but it didn't deliver that. Anyway, with the titles though, the CGI I thought was good. I like the design of it in general. A bit too dark, should have been lighter. Interesting new look. Terrible music. By Marilee Blackman. Hi, I'm Chris Chibnall. I need a black person to escort me through Black history because I'm a white person, and now I can give a poor little black person a job. Not that I'm going to give any critical structure to the work, and we're going to produce unwatchable shit, right? Which is what this episode is, right? Unwatchable shit. Woke up this morning. I've got the subtitles on. Turn them off. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom. Like a lot of this, like gospel stuff, and like, you co-op gospel music, piece of filth. God, gospel music is full of a love of God, right? An abiding through slavery, through the hell that slavery is, through a deep, abiding love of God. That is the beauty of gospel music, right? It is that proud voice in that will never be killed, right? It's nothing to do with you, Chris Chibnall. You don't paint yourself with it. Like in Walking Dead, they painted themselves with the guts of the dead so they wouldn't get picked out by the zombies. Same with you. You're painting yourself. This is cultural appropriation because you're doing it for the absolute worst. You're not doing it to educate anyone. Okay? No. It becomes apparent. Okay, so this incident actually happened, right? From everything that said, Rosa Parks, this is 12 years earlier, goes to get on a bus, and she gets told to go through the Negro entrance. And listen, I want to be very clear. This is real. This happened. This was messed up. This should not have happened. Segregation is a bad thing. Let's be very, very, very clear. Segregation is also 70 years done, right? It's something in our past, right? So here's the thing, the first tip-off, that this is designed to make white liberal people feel good about themselves, right? Look at the depiction of the naughty National Socialists in World War II in media, and look at the depiction of people who live in Alabama in 1955 in media. White people live in Alabama in media, right? You will see the naughty National Socialists from 10 years earlier, literally 10 years earlier, were treated normally as multi-dimensional people, right? You had to kind of explain that inside, that terrible action, right? They're always like, Schindler's List. You always had that all multi-dimensional people, these like terrible, they're multi-dimensional, and they're kind of hypnotic how awful they are, right? Now compare them to the people in the South, the white people in the South. They're all one-dimensional characters going, and they're designed. Everyone is designed. Everything is designed to make them go, These white liberals, How terrible! Because they are baby brain morons, right? And if they don't scream out the most obvious things like, hey, racism is bad, racism is bad, you say, no, it's really bad. Yeah, no, we know, we all agree. Yeah, segregation is bad. Yeah, racism, yeah. And they still have to say, no, your nonsense about Donald Trump is nonsense. It's just the bottom line. Yeah, well, what about Charlottesville? There are good people on both sides. Yeah, well, that same speech where he said, in the same paragraph, white supremacists and racists, specifically the KKK, need to be condemned in every way possible. They're disgusting. Like how clear a condemnation of racism still happens today? How? Police, brutality. Really? Listen, the moral panic we had that came right after this with George Floyd, is completely, the way we look at it now, if you look at it honestly, is completely different than how we looked at the beginning, right? George Floyd is a career criminal in the midst of an armed robbery. Is slipping somebody fake money who kept taking advantage of being in police custody. I mean, listen, he was put in a car and he said he can't breathe. So they let him out and he tried to run, right? And then they put him somewhere else and he tried to run. And that's how he ended up with guys knee on the neck, because he tried to run twice, right? And they quit, and they let him go twice because he said he couldn't breathe. The reason he couldn't breathe could be something to do with the lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. This is all we know now. I mean, this is all just real, right? There was a lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. The coroner's report reads like death by fentanyl poisoning with a sentence added on the end, shove his knee on the neck, may or may not have aggravated it. Or may have thrown him on the bus. I can't remember, right? But he had a lethal dose of fentanyl in his system, right? The moral panic we had then was manufactured. It was lied about. It wasn't real. Just like the moral panic we had about COVID. Remember the lockdowns? Remember vaccinations, right? You couldn't say anything bad about, and me, triple vax, right? You couldn't say anything bad about vaccinations. Couldn't say anything bad about masks. Now we not allowed to talk about it anymore. Now we got to talk about Ukraine, the latest moral panic, which is the more deadly one. But the point is this. The point is this: it's all designed to make white liberal people who live worthless lives without any virtue whatsoever feel good about themselves, because they go, this is terrible! Oh no! And they feel so good. That a dopamine rush. That's what it's for. It's not about educating anyone. They convince themselves, no, I'm fighting against racism that came in the name of Donald Trump. No, it didn't. And your idiot lies have brought us to war, nuclear war, to cyber war. Your idiot lies have brought us to the end of existence. And I'm not being hyperbolic. That's actually true, right? We are one step away from nuclear war. Well, and with both sides pushing for it. Both sides think they can win, right? Who knows what Putin's priorities are, right? Who knows the capabilities of the Americans? They're doofuses. They lost again. They lost the war in Afghanistan. Let's be clear. They lost that war. But this incident was true. She was told to get on the back of the bus, right? On the back of the bus. That doesn't sound good now, does it? She said, "Oh, do I have to?" And he's like, and the bus driver is the same person who had the incident with her before, in 1955. Is the one who insisted on it. He's made her get off the bus, right? And then, he made her get off the bus and get in the back. And when she got out, he drove away straight away before she could get in, right? The guy, clearly a racist douchebag, okay? If this depiction is correct, which I doubt it is because I don't trust anything about this, right? But apparently that's true. So 12 years later, right? Okay, the realization of 1955, excellent. You can see the money they put into it, right? And just a shame. So the TARDIS appears, new TARDIS appearing effect, which is okay. Out comes Jodie, and she's not so terrible right now, right? Jodie is still very much in a David Tennant mode where it hasn't been apparent, like how out of depth she was. That hasn't really called for her to have much depth in her performance, right? And she says, "Oh no!" But they still writing like a moron. I'm trying to get you to Sheffield, right? And she keeps missing. And she's in 1955 Alabama. He's like, "Well, what? Yeah, we went the wrong way." And I don't know. They got it wrong. Okay. Oh yeah. So she picks up like temporal energy there. And she's like, "Oh, we gotta go check this out. Oh, I am all the doctor. Icky Thump. I'm the doctor. I always go and look at trouble. We got to check this out." So they go there, and they say, "We got to find where this temporal energy is coming from." We're in Alabama, right? According to her, the most dangerous place in the universe for a black person right now, right? In Alabama. Did she warn any of her companions? No, right? And she goes around with, I'm an idiot. Da, 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 da. Remember, according to these people, most dangerous, evil place in the universe for a black person. A woman drops a glove. Whoops. Ryan picks it up because he's a good boy, Ryan. He goes to give it back to the woman. And he's like, "Get back from here, boy!" And he slaps him, right? Because he's like, evil white man. "Oh, Icky Thump. Oh, what have I done now? Oh, Icky Thump." And comes around the doctor. Ryan's like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And Yaz is like, "Oh, listen, mate. Listen, you're dealing with the wrong people now. We're stunning and brave. You don't understand. We are stunning and we are brave, darling. Oh, because we haven't been good people. It froze. So no, we're going to go away. It's still frozen. We're stuck with Yaz. It's a new awful sitcom. Stuck with Yaz. Oh, what's it like to be living with the most stunning and brave woman ever? So he's like, just again, cartoon evil. White man! And so the people watching, the white lips go, "Oh, he's bad. I see he's bad. I see he's bad. That means I'm good. Oh, dopamine. That's how this is written. That's it. I didn't write it. They wrote it. Okay. Graham. Come on. Graham holds it back. Yeah, what you doing, son? So why didn't the doctor prepare them at all for going to 955 Montgomery if it was this dangerous, right? If he could get lynched in any corner. Oh no, he's a black man. He could be killed at any time. Why didn't they think to mention it, right? Why didn't they think to mention it? Said, "Oh, we don't want any trouble because we just didn't think this through." And then Rosa Parks comes in and says, "Hi, I'm Rosa Parks. Here, I come to save the day." And then he's like, "I got your thing. Well, I'm ready for you." He said, "Okay, keep them away from me, though, because I'm a bad white man. Bad white man. Bad. Oh, I'll keep my tongue, even though I shouldn't." Oh, she's like, "You could get yourself hung." I'll remind you, according to the messaging of the show, this is one of the most dangerous things a black person could ever have done. Listen, nothing. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're a black guy and you have a time-space machine, don't go to Montgomery, Alabama, 1955. That's probably a bad idea, right? Why would you like? Oh, I'm a Jewish. I think I'm going to go to Berlin in 1939. Oh, that's going to work out well. Yeah, no. "Hi, where can I buy the gefilte fish?" No, I wouldn't be good. I wouldn't be welcome there. "Oh, look, Icky Thump is Rosa Parks. Oh, very clunky exposition. Oh, I mean, do you remember when David Tennant took Martha to see Shakespeare, and he was showing off and he was excited about it and it felt real? Yeah, the opposite of that, right? Absolutely. It's like, oh, God. They just, because it doesn't matter. This is all just info dump. Look, I think Marilee Blackman probably just doesn't have the writing ability to deliver anything with nuance, and she wasn't called upon to do so, quite frankly. I mean, that's, the bottom line. She just wasn't called upon to do so. And I said, "Oh, yeah, I could get lynched." I said, "Oh, yeah, Icky Thump, we're in Alabama. And I'm doing well as well because I'm a dark-skinned Mexican or whatever." and Jodie says, "Oh, that's like she's not like Austin Powers. There's only two things that scares me, and one of them is nuclear war. Like coming your way." So, no, racism's bad, says the doctor. Very bad. Said, we're just gonna talk down to you like you're an idiot because we're time travelers. Yeah, we're going to talk down to you. And she's like, icky thump. That's where the time particles are coming from, whatever bollocks it is. And she's like, again, very unconvincingly, doesn't read her sonic screwdriver. Says, the light's going around Rosa Parks. So then, meanwhile, back at the TARDIS, in comes the evil villain who doesn't have a name. I'm not going to refer to him by his name until his name appears on. We find his name on screen, which is most of the way through, about 3/4 of the way through. Right? He does not have a name. Okay. I go, let me go check. I'm an evil. I can tell I'm a villain because I'm a white man. Oh, look. And also I got a gun thingy. I go, whoa, I'm going to go zap the TARDIS. But no, it won't zap. It's got a full sword. So I'm just going to leave it. Sod it. I can't think of, again, the quality of writing is atrocious. Yeah, I found this thing. I've zapped it once. It's got a full field. I guess I don't know. I know what to do now. Meanwhile, at Exposition Bar, he's at the Exposition Bar, and people are playing billiards. And he's a black guy. How many other black guys do you have working there, do you, Ryan? Again, you nearly just got lynched, mate. You nearly just got lynched. So we have the very clunky exposition thing. Again, leading to more cartoon racism. So, don't you remember we were in Rosa Park class in our school? And she was a schoolgirl. I mean, listen, if you're going to have man girl as a schoolgirl, very good, but a pair of heels, please. And a short skirt. I'm up for that. As long as she learns how to smile a bit. Often she looks like she's got a face that'll crack if she smiles. So she says, "Hey, don't you remember?" He's like, of course you know about about Rosa Parks. And it's just bad dialogue. And the white people are going, "Yes, there's a black person sitting here," and the black people are like, "There's a black person sitting there. We shouldn't be doing that." And Graham's like, "I don't think of anything." And the white person, and the white evil says, "Your kind ain't allowed here." What's going on? You don't like my kind? And again, it's just cartoon racism, right? But that's the sort of thing that could probably happen and probably would get him lynched because he's being a dick. And also you're a Mexican or something, so you can get out as well. She says, "Yeah, we don't eat together." Okay, but listen. I mean, again, this is the flashpoint of the civil rights movement. I mean, the day before it happens, maybe you shouldn't be there, right? Maybe you shouldn't be there. So they're doing Operation Rosa. They figure someone's going to try and stop Rosa Parks going. Oh no, I think they got to follow Rosa Parks to work out what's going on, right? Basically what it is. After they've been thrown out, and she does a sonic screwdriver and says, "Oh no, it's going to go over there," and they all leave, and they're being followed by the police because they're weird. Rosa Parks walking home, and evil future man will look at him and said, "I'm going to say something to you, and I'm going to be strong and powerful and brave. I'm going to be stunning and brave. I'm an evil white man. Evil white man." Now, somewhere else, they're wandering around following these chronoton particles. They're like, "Here, go this way. Let me just go on crappy sonic screwdriver over here." And she finds a suitcase hidden by a cloak or something. Right? And she's, "Oh, look at there!" And there's all these sci-fi things. Okay, so apparently this guy hasn't got anything safe at all. Right? And they're just going to leave it. And he comes back and he's starts firing at them. They go, run away! Run away! Icky thought, run away! And they go run away and they go and hide. Okay? And he's like, "I'm going to find you! I'm going to find you." He's like, he thought he's going to find us. And she goes and has a confrontation with him. Then, "Ha! what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm gonna mess things up. I think people have got. It's a pointless meeting where we learn nothing about the villain whatsoever, right? You're going to stop the colours getting above themselves. He said, he's like, oh, Icky Thump, I'm not going to let you do that, Icky Thump. What are you going to do? Stop me. Ha ha, I'm an evil white man. Oh, you've underestimated your last woman. I'm stunning and brave, I am. Yes, but I'm a woman, I'm a man, and I'm a white man. Oh, Icky Thump, I'm a woman. He does this really, like, crappy move to like do a stupid little scan of him or something, and like again, that goes nowhere. This scene is pointless. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go away now, and he's like, well, okay, goodbye. Go away, and it's just pointless. Do you remember David Tennant meeting Tony Head, right? Brother Lasser. Do you remember that scene, right? The power, the point of it. And it was they both set up who each other was, right? You know, I'm so old now. Remember he said that? He played it so well, right? And it was written so well. That scene, they communicated to each other. I know nothing about either of them for this scene because it doesn't matter, right? He's a pointless reason to be, like, he's there pointlessly. He's there, he's a cipher because he's being a white man. Okay, so now it gets weird. They're at a hotel and they break in. Why don't they they break into a hotel? Okay. Like, why? I don't understand. And they go down, they do their sleuthing. They go, oh, we got to work out what's going on. I'm doctor, I'm all zany. Funny me. Oh, I do things funny. Okay. I mean, again, why don't they just go back to the TARDIS? Right? I mean, you've got an invulnerable, like, you know, other dimensional fortress full of everything you could possibly need ever, including anything that can scan anything at all, temporal, physical, in the entire universe. No, I'm going to stay here and break into a hotel and write on a wall. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Because all this is about is making white liberal people, feel good about themselves so they can be outraged that wasted them. And if you don't join their sick self-congratulation, you bring them down, right? And they attack you as a racist because you're taking away from their dopamine hit of their being so virtuous. So they can't risk themselves being virtuous, so they call you a racist, and it's utter nonsense. And they will believe it, right? They will believe it intently just so they can get that dopamine hit of feeling good about themselves, right? This is the truth. Okay, so she writes. So the point is that, again, not going to TARDIS is right. Broken hotel. They're going to write on a wall. Going to work so they can work through all the different things. Oh, yeah, I'm going to think. But Yaz comes up with answers because Yaz. Oh, look at her being clever and stunning and brave. And they write out all everything. Rosa Parks 120 evenings. Seamstress. And then there's a knock at the door, I think, and a policeman comes in for some reason. And again, they've broken in. They could all be arrested. And the policeman's like, and Yaz and Ryan hide in the bathroom. He's like, I'm a racist cop. I'm looking for. Well, the villain's got a time gun and a time manipulator. This is worth bringing up, right? A time gun. The time manipulator is cheap and dirty, not time travel. Oh, I'm ripping up a line from David Tennant. Oh, cheap and nasty time travel. But the time gun works like a weeping angel. You set the time, the year where you want it to go to, you fire at it, and it gets zapped to that year. So that seems like better time travel technology that is cheap and nasty time, but it doesn't matter because all we're here to see a racist cop, so he can go, oh, no. Oh, I'm so disgusted. This racist cop. Oh, I feel so terrible. Oh, I feel so good. Right? That's exactly what's going on. So the doctor has a shit confrontation. The cop says, yeah, I'm looking for a couple of mongrels. A pair of mongrels, says the cop. And the doctor says, I don't recognize anybody by that name. This is not clever dialogue, delivered well like they think it is. They think they're being smart. Again, Mallory Blackman probably hasn't seen Doctor Who before, right? She probably thinks it's a kid show. She probably thinks she's writing something smart, but she's not, right? And David and Chris General doesn't have the ability to write anything intelligently, and I mean, the Chibnall doesn't have the ability to write intelligently and can't tell Mallory Blackman she's wrong about anything because she's black and he's white. Okay, because this is the racist world they live in. Because this is the person they created to feel good about themselves. Racist cop, they're gonna talk down to. Ha ha! We're from England, and he goes and looks, and Ryan and Yaz aren't hiding there, and so they're not going to be arrested. Oh, I don't like it. So then you have a piece of pure Black Lives Matter racist propaganda, right? Never give them excuses, Ryan. Oh, I know, but it's not fair. Why do I get stopped more than my white mates? You don't. Okay, I doubt that you do. Okay, I don't know what the crime statistics are in the UK. The crime statistics you're talking about in the US work this way. Who shot more? If we're going to look by color, who have been shot more in the United States? Black people or white people? Now the messaging, the narrative is that the police work as an extra judicial execution squad, just killing black people randomly because they don't matter, right? That's essentially what the messaging that we're given. However, more white people are killed than black people by the police. However, black people take a surprisingly large chunk of those engaging with these. Why do they take a large chunk of people engaging with these? Because black people are human beings. You know, again, the Christians of the world will tell you that black people are intrinsically criminal, right? And they can't be trusted, you know, and they shouldn't have laws put on them because they're just criminal, right? And they can't look after themselves. They're not smart enough, right? You need to be looked after. That's what Chris Chibnall thinks of black people, because he thinks black people are different and he's scared of black people, right? And that's really genuinely what the racist worldview that I think it has. The reason that crime is higher in black neighborhoods in America than average is because black people are human, and human people when you break their family structure, as has been actively and evilly done by the same people who broke the family structure for them when black people were enslaved within America. Exactly the same people. So it's still all the same Democrats, right? They broke the family structure to make them more controllable, right? To make them more lawless and more controllable. Because the number one factor in if you will succeed or not in life is if you come from a stable family home, or if you don't come from a divorced home, however, that you have a stable relationship with your father and your mother is a centrally important factor in your life, right? And if you don't, you unproportionately have a higher crime rate. This is all factual, okay? Yes, black people have been treated terribly by Democrats in the United States of America. It results in them having a higher than average interaction with the police, right? I am all for finding ways out of that. Right? Trump was very good at that. Actually, he had a bail reform. He had a police reform. No, a incarceration reform program that did more to end that cycle than anything else. Right? In the history of that country. Right? So anyway, but he says the propaganda. Hey, I'm pulled overboard than my white mate. No, you're not. You lying piece of shit. Okay. You're parroting the narrative to make white liberals feel good about themselves, right? Fine. So now they go, oh, tomorrow's Rosa's bus incident. But they need to stalk her to find out her routine. It's tomorrow. This is just a thin excuse to get some clunky one-sided history, right? Again, just go to the TARDIS and monitor the situation. Find out, like, zap Krasko. I don't know. Take him back to his time. Take him back to face any authority. But Ryan and Yaz, they go and study. They go and find out where Rosa works because Yaz is stunning and brave. She works it out, right? Yaz just works it out. She's so stunning and so freaking brave. Can't get more stunning and brave than Yaz. And so next they got to get Ryan. Oh God, it's weird. Ryan has to stalk her, right? And they go, Miss White Solar. Yes, we understand. Segregation is a bad thing, right? I understand that, right? And, oh, Icky Thump, I don't like segregation. Oh, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. Icky Thump. Ew, I don't like it either. And by the way, I talk about fancying Ryan earlier, and I have a like a heterosexual thought, but actually, really, I just want to shag you, Doctor. I just want to shag you. Oh, if you thought, I understand. Well, that's going to come up in a couple of years. So not right now, but a couple of years. So off they go. She's sitting in the white section for some reason. She's white enough, I guess. And they ride the buses to work out what bus she's going to get on. And they go to the bus station and they work out where she works, and they go to the bus. It's just a travel log, an idiot travel log about meeting with his work. So on the bus scene, Ryan is at the back of the bus, virtual singing guilt porn. White people can feel appalled and they feel good about it. Now, okay, so now she goes to Rosa and gives a bullshit excuse about market research. Why is she interfering? Why not deal with the bad guy who she knows who he is and she has a TARDIS? Like, why is she doing this? Just get rid of the problem. Why? Because it's about making white people feel good about themselves. If she answers the question, she'll be entered into a raffle to win a prize. You do know that Rosa Parks was super Christian, right? And she probably wouldn't enter a raffle because it's gambling, right? I mean, probably she will start fundamental Christian. But no logic, no reason. It's awful. Also, what prize? Like, why? Why is she doing those? This is dangerous, right? And then it's basically there so the Doctor can have again. There's no point in this conversation, right? She's finding about how she works and everything, but she's not getting research. And Rosa basically, look, do you mind moving? Because otherwise, all the black people are going to have to move. And it's like, oh, guilt, I feel so guilt. Oh, look at me, I'm sad. I'm so sad, and I feel so good that I feel sad. And that's what it is. Okay, it's self-flagellation. Porn. That is what this shit is. It's disgusting, right? And I'm going to overcome. And so it's then to go, okay, Ryan, you follow her creepily for no reason. Okay, now we're going to do more sleuthing. I don't know how to do sleuthing. Yes, we'll sleuth. We got to find out. Meanwhile, Ryan follows her home. She said, do you want to, why are you following me? He said, I don't know. So do you want to come in for coffee and have a really pointless scene that doesn't actually make any sense? Okay, so now they go back to where the guy's bag was, still unguarded, and she sonics it, and she throws it up and she zaps it with the gun, sending it to the far future, stranding him here. Okay, so now, and then she gloats at him in the most disgusting way. Sorry, what? David Tennant never did this. David Tennant, he said sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Remember, right? David Tennant never did this. Matt Smith, there's been no Doctor gloating before. And can I have a note about the terrible direction? Everything is uptight close shots, right? Or very static far shots. He's still got his time gun and he's only got one shot left. So he says, oh, I see you're from the Storm Cage. And he name check, they don't look forever Storm, but you know Storm Cage. So he's an ex-con. And he said, and I know that we've ripped off Blake 7 and you got an inhibitor on you, just like Gan from Blake 7. We're calling it the same thing. And it means you can't call anybody. So you're using what was I going to say? What was it? I got. Okay, so you're not killing Rosa Parks because you can't, because you've got this manipulator in your head. That I'm more clever than that. We're going to stop the colors getting above themselves. No reason. Okay, it's not. This is where it all went wrong. Like again, there is no rationale given for. I challenge you to think of a World War II movie where you have cartoon National Socialists, from German National Socialists like this. Again, Schindler's List, Boy in the Striped Pajamas. They're like The Pianist. They're all like multi-layered human beings, right? And mass murderers, right? They always praise as people, not this guy. Why? Because the point of this guy, the point of Holocaust movies is to educate you, to tell you what it is, right? See how it happened, right? The point of this is to make you feel good about yourself because you're appalled, right? And then she has more of a gloaty conversation, and they're like, "Well, I'm going to stop you because I'm smoking the best and best of the smoke." And I don't know why she thought this was a good idea. And then she takes a time manipulator and destroys it, stranding him there. Now you got nothing, right? And he's like, he's like from the 50th century, and he's like, if I stop Rosa Parks, nothing bad, they're not going to get out of hand. And he's like stranded here now. And they just walk off again for no apparent reason, right? And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to stop you." Finally, 2/3, 3/4 of the way through, we find out his name is Krasko. Okay, so what? Another crap name. And you're like, "Oh, do your best. I'm going to stop you." No, you're not. Oh, I'm smug. I'm a smug white guy. Oh, I'm going to take that smug, wipe that smug off your face. Meanwhile, Ryan goes to meet Martin Luther King. Because of course. I'm Martin Luther King. Oh, yeah, well, this is so we can be educational. Educational! Oh, educational. Yeah. Oh, look at us. We put Martin Luther King or something. At Rosa Parks, we're the bestest ever. We're so educational. Meanwhile, look at this. Yaz is being stung and brave and working out how it's going to happen. He goes and meets the bus driver, I've had a bus driver, and he's like, "Oh, don't you have trouble dealing with the colours?" Says, "Yeah, no, we don't bother with that by us." Yeah, cockle. Ryan says, "Oh, Rosa, you're the best, right? You're the best. We love you the most." I said, "Oh, it's gonna get better," and then they go. So back here, they've worked out by doing all their sleuthing. They got to get there's a bus driver who's taking his route, so they got to get that bus driver not to take his route, but take the day off instead. So, "Yeah, I know what we'll do. We'll go there. I have a plan because I'm stunning and brave." And they go to find this bus driver, and they go, "Oh, hello, good news. You've won a very, very special prize. You're going to Vegas, and you're going to meet Frank Sinatra. You're going to go and see his show, and it's going to be, but you got to leave right now. That's the only way." It's like nobody even thinks about it. Like, really? Like, but I got to work. So, "No, you just got to leave right now." And the guy's like, "Okay," and he guess he loses his job or something. I don't know. The bus company doesn't seem to have any really real rules to it. And she's like, "No, you got to leave right now. That's what it says in the rules. Nothing to do." So then they leave, and she says and explains on the way out, saying, "Oh, thank God." She mentioned this earlier that she gave Elvis a mobile phone. She said, "Oh, I'm glad Elvis gave that phone to Frank Sinatra." I mean, she's worse than the meddling, sodding monk. This isn't funny. Again, she's making her into a villain, right? And I'd like, seriously, a villain. Right? It's unbelievable. Okay. There we go. So the next thing, So yeah, this is the first like garbage Jodie plan. So do you know what we're gonna do? You're gonna go and find the guy who's taking the day off, and you're gonna annoy him and disgust him, and say, "Hi, I'm a black guy being around you, being black, and we're making racists uncomfortable everywhere. Do you like that racist?" I'm like, what? I don't understand. What? Like, this is such a stupid plan. Why do you have to be such a dick about this all? Like, oh, get away from me! You're not allowed to be here. I'm a racist. He's like, nah, we're going to be here all day because we're black and white people together. This is my grandson. I'm going to leave, he says. So then Yaz has his plan to stay with Rosa because she's got a coat fixed, and she's like, fine, I can squeeze you in. Kes comes back and says, no, I've got to stay with you. It's very, very valuable, right? It's very, very valuable, and I'll keep you company. I'm turning them down at this point. I'm like, no, I don't want somebody standing over my shoulder. So please, no, because we're English. We're particular about our coat, right? Again, look at, she says everything with a sneer. And so this dumb, right? And meanwhile, Krasko's also working a similar plan. The buses he's got has been smashed up, right? So he can't do his route. So, okay, so far, without any consultation with the bus company, right? This guy has dropped his shift for the night, then came and taken his shift back on because another guy dropped his shift. Not that he knew, he just came back anyway, right? And now he's dropping his and said, "Well, we're going to cancel the bus route." Like the mechanic said, "Well, like this guy's good. Like I don't know." And so she sticks up and says, "Oh, we're going to be more sneaky than him, right?" Because again, this is absolutely the meddling monk. Keep in mind, she broke into a hotel for no apparent reason, right? No reason. And now they've stolen a bus. They've already had the police following them. They've stolen a bus for the bus driver. Where from? Bus company doesn't matter, right? Again, and also Krasko has no technology on him. Can't they just scoop him up in some TARDIS thing and be done? They've stolen them. Like, won't the company know the bus is stolen? Won't he be suspicious? Say, aren't you the evil white man with the black man who I hate from before? And he said, "Oh, because we're British, see, we're imperialists. We won't explain it. They don't need to explain." It's just like what. None of this is making sense. It's all unraveling, right? And like, why do you think he would take this bus? He wouldn't trust you. Oh, they told him, by the way, the reason they got to come is because they said there's a sitting across the bus lanes. And all Negroes were going to sit across the bus lanes and cause trouble. And that's why he came in to show them, oh, not on my route, they're not. And then he found out nobody heard about it whatsoever. So already he knows this guy's a liar and a weirdo. And been playing around with it. He's lucky he's not getting a boot in his groin right now. He's like, "What are you talking about? And they just talk him out of it. Said, "Oh look, no, we're imperious, we're British." He's like, "Oh, we got to go," and off he goes on his bus route. Meanwhile, Krasko has put signs up saying the bus route's over, so everybody's leaving. Right? Oh, by the way, they got on the bus with him. I forgot to mention they get on the bus with him without paying for reasons. I don't know. They give him the bus. He goes without paying. Meanwhile, she's got 10 minutes to go, and they're finishing up. And he's like, "No, we got to go." Said, "Well, we can always walk." Said, "No, you got to get the bus." "Oh, I might walk." And he's like, "Yeah, it's just like I felt it was pointless me being here, and I failed in the reason I'm here. But I'm still the bestest ever and stunning." And brave, right? Job's worth doing because I'm a saint. And finally they go, "Oh, you're so stunning and brave." Then they leave, and they're like, "Oh, nick of time. We can save history." And Doctor's looking around, and people are, "It still says white. It's bad." And Ryan's running after people and saying, "Oh, the bus is coming." They say, "Get back from me, you weirdo. What's going on?" Right? And they're trying to get people on the bus and everything back on schedule. And Rosa's got to leave now. And then Kratzko is waiting, has a confrontation with Ryan. He's blocking the route, and then Ryan's like, "Oh, we're gonna get you." This is where he says, "Your kind won't get above themselves." Like, where's he from? The 1920s? Like, who thinks about black people this way? This side of 50 years. I mean, not since the 90s. Don't be ridiculous. Weirdo. I mean, a few weirdo racists. But, like, what? Do you want to pretend black people aren't racist? It's just, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Right? I mean, are you going to do an episode about the epidemic of hate crimes from black people to Asian people because white people have brainwashed them into thinking Asian people are getting an easy ride? Again, and when I say white people, white liberals who just want to think, oh, bad racist. And so basically got a little bit of plot going on, and then Ryan uses his gun and then gets rid of him. Okay, and he's so they just killed him. Okay, and now they're moving the car so they can get on the bus, and there's just enough people. So Ryan gets on, and there's just enough people. But Graham wants to leave, and it's like, no, we got to stay. We got to make it about us, right? What are we doing right now? We're making Rosa Parks' stance, right? We're making Rosa Parks' genuinely heroic, world-changing moment about us, about white liberal people. That's what we're doing, and it's disgusting. And they have the moment, and people get on, and Ryan she said, "Oh, you got to stay." Said, "No, I can't. It's all," and he actually has the best emotional arc of it, other than Rosa. And you get to see the great moment in history. And she's like, "No, I'm going to be defiant." He's moving. It's like, "Oh, history is happening. No, I'm stunning and brave. Oh, I can't watch white guilt for something haven't happened in my lifetime." Again, do Germans have the same guilt about the Holocaust? Are they made to have the immediate? Right? No, they're not. Right? They're not. It's all like explain away, especially in Doctor Who, actually. And Jodie Whittaker goes, "Oh, me sitting through here makes me stunning and brave. Makes me I am the white liberal, and it's really my suffering now." And meanwhile, they let somebody else do the actual suffering, and he goes and gets the police. And it happens, and they view it. He's like, "Oh, white guilt. She's taken," and they feel noble and proud, and they take her defiance as their defiance, and they feel so good about themselves, right? So absolutely stunning and brave about themselves, and then ends up they have a really crap lesson. She says, "Oh, and then you get a black president," but they don't go to hell. And finally, it's all good because she gets a Congressional Medal of Honor from the Clintons because they're by the way, Bill Clinton, multiple rapist, Bill Clinton. If you believe women, multiple rapist. I don't know. Do we stick with the rule, believe women were Clinton or not? You tell me. Now, by the time he's holding Rosa Parks' hand there, he was a multiple rapist, if we believe women. Just if we're being fair. Says, okay, and then even better, they make they name an asteroid after her, Rosa Parks. And that's how it ends, right? And it's shit. It's shit beyond shit. Why was it so bad? What was the point of it? It wasn't to educate, right? It wasn't to educate. It wasn't to entertain. It wasn't to inform. It was to use those as an excuse. So white, liberal people can feel appalled and therefore feel good about themselves. That's entirely what this episode was. Thank you for joining me for this segment from my live stream. If you want to catch it live, I think I'm going to be doing these regularly on Sunday. Please join me. A comment in the chat or comment in the comments. That is lovely. Like, share, subscribe, comment, Substack. All those things are fantastic. And have yourselves, after this awful experience, do your best to have yourselves a fantastic day.